Hey everybody, this is Ahdoom, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon: The Crimson Court, where in this mission we will be taking down the Swine King. Got a bit of a mixed bag party, people that I feel are tough enough to take the pain, notably first and foremost Bernal the Leper, followed by Fromentin the Veteran Bounty Hunter, and Bosk the Master Occultist, and then lastly Sydney the Veteran Houndmaster, who has been kitted out for position 4-based operations. A bunch of trinkets are in use right now to kind of try and make these guys a bit more, a bit less squishy, I should say, have a bit more HP. And with that all said and that all done, I'll provision up and get in there. No one is rocking the curse because no one has the curse anymore. The curse is a problem that we eliminated. We solved that problem and we're grateful for it. We will do though is bring across a couple of holy water because the cash situation is looking pretty good for us and we know this dungeon relatively well. Those holy waters can come in very handy in curios, torch and 4, food and 4, and that should be more than plenty. In fact, we'll probably throw some out as we go through the dungeon. But with that all said, it's time to get in and see how we're going.
My first attempts at summoning were crude, and the results disappointing. I soon found, however, that the type and condition of the host's meat was a critical factor. The best results came from pigs, whose flesh is most like that of man.
Long pork. Alright, and that's all Wayne June has to say for the moment. Let's get into the dungeon and see what we have to see.
A nameless abomination. A testament to my failures. It must be destroyed.
I love the narration in this game. It's so fantastic. Now, we have a fairly simple problem to worry about here, which is namely going to be which pathing we choose to follow through. Let's go the low road in this instance, not that it's going to make a huge deal of difference. The only thing we have to remember to do in this dungeon, now that the curse is gone, for the moment at least.
Blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
You know, let's just go the other way, save ourselves a shovel, and save that for use on something else, like a chest, for example. We're in dim light already, and despite that we already get the surprise, or we get the surprise regardless. Love the element of surprise, and we'll torch up to get this combat started. Let's start with some early insta-kills if we can get them on some back row spitters. Yes, jolly well done. Next up, we'll try and get a collect bounty right here. This is going to be so darn easy. Yup, beautiful crit, stress reduction, and we are on exactly 0 stress.
So too will resistance.
Now, it's been a little bit of time since my last capture in this one, so I have forgotten. I've been remiss in checking what my next objectives are in the district base metagame, which is new to the Crimson Court. I'm going to keep progressing down in this direction. Alright, couple of spawns, and again we get the jump on these guys, which I tend to find is how things work out when we're doing a boss bash. Let's try and get some early damage in, finish him. Neither of these things is going to get the kill, but we have a spare attack, which is fine by me. I will probably start off by looking at back row damage though, just because my leper can't hit that position. Let's follow up with the Hound's Rush right here. 4 damage, and the bleed should kick in to get the kill. Yes, it does. Lovely stuff. Next up we have a Swine Spawn. 14 damage, not quite enough for the kill. We can finish this chap off with the... Yeah, we'll finish this chap off with the leper. Great crit. And only 1 action for us to worry about in the next turn. Vomit goes down for 1 damage, and we're looking fine. Only 10 stress taken, and no other ill effects. We should get a fairly easy start to this. 15 damage, and that bleed should take us the rest of the way. Yes, it does. Just fine. And whoa! That is a very lucky jute tapestry. That is a very lucky jute tapestry. My golly. Alright, let's keep our inventory open as we check out some curios. Nothing to worry about there. Let's enter this unexplored room and see what we have to see. Just another empty, so we'll keep carrying on around the outside so we can loop back and go through the other way to pick up every single room battle, and then make our choices about which the best course of action will be on the corridors as well. Early hunger check. That isn't too much of a concern given the length of this dungeon, and it does give me a free inventory slot, which I'm not going to be too unhappy about. Do get some scouting in this time around, so we'll spot any traps, and a trap has definitely been spotted. Nicely done. Let's keep our eyes open for it. There we go. Houndmaster, yep, you got a pretty awesome chance there, and your stress is back down to 2. Great stuff. Apologies, this is coming through slightly quietly. It is relatively late where I am right now, and people are asleep, and they would be cross. Secret room, secret room. I even have the room to take the secret room. Yep, that's going to be worth doubling back for. I'm not going to be bashful about that at all. Nice. Let's unlock you. Please, thank you, and kindly.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Oh, you better believe it. I do not mind if I do. Now, that key could come in handy. I am going to drop 50 gold because I think that is an acceptable loss. And let's double back and press on through to take out the big old biggie. Is a Swine King, which means I do need to be careful. As always, it's very important for us to leave Wilbur alone. You guys may have seen my older video about leaving Wilbur alone, and I stand by those statements.
For a task well performed.
Now, question is, should I keep that blood or should I throw something out? And you know what? I think we have treasure rooms. So that key is going to be mighty, mighty handy, and I can focus on rushing towards that treasure room. Let's leave that portrait behind just for the moment, and as we get to this room, we will torch up. We will make a quick check of our abilities to make sure that we've got all the right things in place, and it looks like we are kitted for bear. Alrighty then, let's kill the Swine King. Here he is.
It is a travesty.
Well,
Wandering mountain of hatred and rage.
stun goes down on the leper, which is a bit of a disappointing start, but I think I can make it do. I could try and do a knockback stun, and his chance of stun is, you know, I'm going to go with very, very low. That mark, though, could be a very, very useful opener up for us, because again, we get extra damage down on the Houndmaster. No extra damage, I don't think, on anyone else. We could also drop the mark with the Occultist, but I think getting some early damage in is going to be pretty important, as is reducing his prot. So let's get that mark in place. It's only good for 3 rounds, but that's okay. And this one goes down the leper, and that's completely fine. If I have to take damage on anyone, the leper is the best one to take damage on. Hound's Rush, 14 to 25 damage. Boom, 23. Nice, and that bleed takes as was expected. We could debuff this chappie's dodge, but we're not going to worry about it for now. Let's just get some early strikes in. 11, pretty darn good. Leper has an attack coming. Yep, obliterate body. But we get the dodge. Oh, that is so fantastic. Alright, bit of squeal in the back row. 2 damage taken and no other ill effects, and it's time for us to keep on doing the sweet, sweet plus 90% damage. And these 2 goes down in the front rows. Dodge on the leper, and just the bounty hunter to worry about. Now, I could try and extend that mark, but it's a bit premature. Let's drop another sacrificial stab. 8 to 14 damage, and 12 is what we get. Not bad RNGs, is not bad. Let's keep the strikes coming, though. Boom! 13 damage. Not an epic leper strike, but not going to make any complaints at all. Plus 90% damage versus mark. That is not shabby at all. Bam! Alright, fantastic. Fantastic. Right, Blu-ray body does go down for 16 damage, but that mark is now cleared, and I think we should be just fine. Dodge from the Houndmaster, which is completely tickety-boo on my part. We still have 1 turn left on that mark, and so we'll drop a weird reconstruction. But it's only 3, and we take more damage from bleed than we do from the heal, which is really regrettable. And with these guys now marked, I'm going to get a little bit concerned. That said, that mark is still in place, and we're going to take full advantage of it. Critical for 32. Wow. Wow. That's some excellent damage right there. Now, that mark is just about to expire, but I'm going to keep doing damage while I can. 14 to 29. 43 critical. Wow. And, yeah, Mr. Swine King is, he's dead. He is dead, and you know what, let's try and think about our next best option. We are already marked, and debuffing him is irrelevant. Knocking him back would be also futile. Let's just spend a turn bathing, because we do not want to be slapping Wilbur around, because if we do, we will have a bad time. Oh, so fantastic. Wilbur's going to freak out a little bit, but again, the damage worries we had a few moments ago are completely gone. Now, I don't want to kill him just yet if I can avoid it. But I don't want to faff for so long that we get penalized either. So let's just wait for a turn to go by. Squeal goes down on everyone, and we might take a few stuns. Yup. But again, I'm not worried about that bounty hunter because he is just a meat shield at this stage. Can try and intimidate or do a knockback. Intimidate won't do too much damage, and we may as well reduce his damage and prot. It's a bit of a wasted turn, to be honest. Again, we're just trying to keep enough. Yeah. Crit of 18. Beautiful stuff, and no additional bleed. We're in a much better place than we were only a few moments ago. And I haven't even used hound treats, dog treats. Alright, well that's just a bit of a laugh. 2 damage taken, and no stun this time around. I could go in for the kill. Oh, let's just take him out now. Done. Alright, wow. That was a really easily killed, yeah, Swine King. But again, when you've got the right party, when you've leveled them up carefully, when you kind of know what you're doing, everything gets a lot easier. Now, with that all said, we have to make some choices about items. That blueprint is definitely one we're going to take. Lucky Talisman is pretty awesome for the Grave Robber. A bit of extra stress, but amazing buffs to dodge and accuracy range skills, which we use a mighty lot of. You know what? I'm going to pick that up in place of the key. Gold is very useful because it stacks more than anything else. Can I use this? No, I can't. The question is, with my inventory stacked the way it is, what should I be doing? I can disregard shovels for the moment. Yeah, I can disregard shovels, so let's pick up the gold just to pay off the cost of getting those in. Holy waters are a bit moot, to be honest, as well. So let's pick up that occultist charm, which I have a feeling I could get some use out of. And then, what else do I have that I can ditch? I mean, medicinal herbs are... I've already paid for them. That one blood isn't going to be... That one blood I can probably live without, to be honest, as well. I mean, it might sound slightly sacrilegious to some of you, but it's just blood, and I have so much of it. Now, we know there's an obstacle there because we have some scouting through. What we're going to do is just carry on regardless and get ready for the corridor battle that's coming up. Okay, an Eater, a Reaver, and a Marcher in the mix to try and make our lives a misery. We can probably focus down on denying them a turn to open things up. High bleed resist, but I'm expecting the damage to make the difference there. Done. And just one corpse in the way to worry about. Drums and Validation go down with it. Dodged beautifully. Now let's try and get a stun in on this Reaver to swap positions out. 3 damage taken, no move, but the stun does come into effect, denying them a turn. I will look at healing up this Bounty Hunter a little bit more if I can, and yep, no bleed, that's fine by me. Let's get some damage done on this unpleasant little Reaver. 11, not too shabby a start on getting some meaningful damage there. Let's follow things through with a bit more on the Houndmaster, and I should be able to finish this guy off with someone. Okay, crit for 3 and a dodge debuff, which is pretty considerable, but I think we should be just tickety-boo. Sweet. Alright, and let's follow on with a chance for a stun. It's pretty good. Let's keep this Marcher out of action. 5 damage taken, and he is out for the turn. Let's probably get in for the kill. Beautiful crit of 40. RNGesus has been smiling on us so radiantly. Okay, portraits are going to be worth a lot more to me right now than those medicinal herbs. We do have a short-term debuff. Question is, can I justify in any way picking up that Onyx? And I'm thinking with the current torch situation, well, how much further am I going to take this? That's the question. And the simple answer is, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense for me to go much further than I already have. I could camp. That will reduce, like, next to no stress. It will give me an excuse to throw out some food. So, let's get rid of some torches. Yeah.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
And just ever so briefly press on. I think I'm gonna... Well, am I? That's the question. I mean, got it pretty good right now. I can get a free inventory slot. Let's press on down this corridor battle and see how we go. That's the call I'm going to make. This could end really disastrously, and we've got a Bloodletter, a Cutthroat, and a Fusilier in the mix against us. Let's try and think of the best way for us to, again, get some meaningful actions going. We could start with a mark, but that doesn't really make a great deal of sense to me. I do get plus 30% damage against humans, and this Bloodletter is definitely humans. Let's get the pain train rolling. 11 damage, not a shabby start by any measure. Let's keep focusing down. No chance for insta-kills anywhere, so we will instead, well, 2 points or 2 points, but 30% damage versus beast marked. Alright, that's not going to be quite good enough. Let's focus down on the target that counts the most for us at the moment, which will be that Bloodletter. And maybe just spread some damage in the back rows with an Abyssal Artillery 5 and 7, getting in good places to do an insta-kill on that Fusilier. Not an insta-kill, we've already done one hit, but getting a kill on that Fusilier in the next turn. A bit of an even spread of damage, which is going to justify the camp that we do. Slice and dice in the front 2 rows as well. Dodge and 3 damage, not too shabby, but those debuffs are mounting. Point blank shot. Crit for 18, and that is going to be a concern when it comes to stress levels, but there has been no move, and we are still able to employ all of our best attacks. Hound's Rush could well be the end of that Fusilier. Boom. Nicely done. And a bit of stress gets reduced in consequence of that. Could do finish him against the back row, but it's not going to be quite enough to make a difference for me. Let's just get some damage dealt. 13, not quite enough to kill, but we still have a few turns left to go. Alright, that Bloodletter is dead and buried. And now, 10 damage made, and I think it's time for us to start focusing on faffing, because our health situation could really be better. It could be better. We don't have to attack people. We're only in turn 3. We've got options. Let's lick wounds and correct some of that Houndmaster's damage. Probably do the self-heal as well on the leper. To make sure that we're faffing our turns effectively, I will do an uppercut on the front row, just to, again, waste some time. No move there, unfortunately. That's completely fine. The only person that is self-heal that's carrying any meaningful damage is the Bounty Hunter, who goes up by 2 health, but does not take a bleed. At least Slimity on the Leper to take care of a few reduced hit points, and he still has a long way to go to top up. 8 damage taken on the Houndmaster, and bleeds are just accruing on him terribly, to be honest, but we fortunately have a self-heal to make up some of that pain. Don't have any bandages, obviously. We've thrown everything out that we did not expressly need. Winter Construction this time for 3, but that bleed is just terrible. I've gotten greedy and it is showing. Let's finish this off. Let's finish this off and just... Whoa! Whoa. Okay, well, let's not even worry about doing any kind of camping. That's just redundant at this stage. We've gotten some sweet and glittering prizes. I think it's time to call time. Let's get out of here. That was a pretty darn profitable round. I mean, we took out a boss. We've gotten the treasure and the loot from that. My god. 26,000 gold in total. We picked up a really outstanding trinket for the Arbalist. Again, that negative 50% healing skills can be a concern, but again, he can still pair up quite nicely. Managed to loot in a total of 23 crests and 9 portraits. It'll all come in very handy as we progress through the game. Some guys will pop to 5. Just Bosk, which gets that. He picks up Stress Eater, which is regrettable, but acceptable. Bonnell is now Enlightened, which is a little bit of a pain in the keister. And Second Wind, plus 10% damage if HP below 50%. I'd rather Early Riser, but I can live. I can live, especially with that haul of gold. That was fantastic. And a free weapon upgrade. Oh, that is so wonderful. Did that come through? Oh no, it's just an upgrade to weapon for free once. Well, that isn't as good as I was hoping it would be. I thought it was going to be a free weapon upgrade in the blacksmith. Darn. Alright, let's have a look through. Find someone who's... Well, I don't even have anyone that actually meets the criteria, it doesn't look like. Oh, yes, we do. Alright, let's take that free upgrade on the Occultist. Is there anyone else that could go down on? And the answer is a vigorous and hearty no. So, we'll take it. We've got it. And we may as well boost him all the way to max. Don't have to worry about him for some time. In the meantime, we have some upgrades that are now actually pertinent for us to worry about. In fact, there's quite a few things that are relevant for us to worry about right now. Not going to worry about picking up an Antiquarian or a Man at Arms. Those are relatively redundant at this stage, given the awesomeness of given the awesomeness of flagellants, they've just been so darn axe. Really looking at our next steps, there are some things we need to do to take care of in terms of quirks, and no diseases to speak of whatsoever, which is just fantastic. What we do have, though, is a pretty aggressive crop of 3s and 4s that need popping up to level 5. We need to unlock some bosses, and we need to get ourselves ready to take on this horrid shrieker that has taken some of my very, very best trinkets off in her raggedy little nest. In the meantime, let's have a quick look through here and see what we can see. Any really compelling quests? Anything which has like a town caregivers convention? You know, that's not that compelling for me. We have a veteran with 90% rooms. These are all pretty good. Certainly have no invitations to look at a visit to the Viscount, but these are all things we're going to have to decide on for the next episode. In the meantime, I've got plenty of stuff to do in the back of house just to keep my characters upgrading healthily, happily, and otherwise fabulously, and I'll do that all off camera. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. I've had a good time making this episode. I hope you've had a good time watching it. My name is Ahdoom. If you want to get more of these videos every single day, hit that subscribe button. If you're coming in late to the party, please feel free to hit that playlist there and start from the beginning to see how I've gotten to this strange and unusual place. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by once again. I'll catch you next time.